Being well hydrated is vital for good health. Pure Life Mineral Water, made with love by Clover.
So here's an important question. Struggling to get any quality sleep but can't figure out why? Well, it might be time to consider how much water you're drinking throughout the day. According to the National Sleep Foundation, hydration plays a major role in helping your body fall asleep. This is news to me. So if you're already dehydrated at the beginning of bedtime, you run the risk of snoring and morning hoarseness and just ultimately dehydration throughout the night. So if that's not enough, your body naturally dehydrates while you are sleeping. So thanks to Nestle Pure Life Water, we're finding out this morning how you can hydrate for your best sleep of your life. We've got Amanda Ferreira here to kickstart a conversation that unbelievably, we've never actually made this link before, which is amazing to me.
I think it's incredible, but I mean, I have woken up a few times, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, with a bit of a headache the morning of or after a nap. What is the connection between hydration and dehydration and the effect it has on your sleep?
So, you need to remember that the brain is about 70% water. So as soon as you're dehydrated, it's going to affect the structure of your brain. Your brain actually shrinks a little bit, and it affects all sorts of things like your concentration, how tired you are, your visual and your mental acuity. And of course, because your brain controls sleep, dehydration then affects your sleep. What also happens, which is quite interesting, is dehydration affects your pineal gland, which makes melatonin. Now, melatonin helps you sleep by impacting your circadian rhythms, which also impacts your sleep-wake cycle. So, dehydration has many effects on the way that you sleep.
Sure.
I just want to grab that bottle right now and just like go. How does your body, obviously you've covered it in a broader sense, how does your body lose so much water throughout your sleep cycle, and what can you do to balance that out?
Oh, so many ways. So do you know how much water we should be drinking every day?
About 8 glasses, 2 liters?
The Institute of Medicine actually recommends between 9 and 13 glasses. So that's a hang of a lot of water. So that's sort of where it starts. So losing water when we sleep happens because the water gets lost through the skin, transdermal losses. If you're breathing through your mouth, you lose a lot of water that way. You're losing about a third of your day when you're not taking in any water at all. So not only are you losing water, but there's a period when you're not taking in any water at all. And if you compound this with the fact that you have salty dinners or sugary desserts or a glass of wine before bed, this is all incredibly dehydrating.
Okay. Now, speaking of dehydrating, what exactly happens to the body when you go to bed and you're dehydrated? What are some of the signs and symptoms for us to look out for, knowing that, you know what, I'm actually dehydrated right now?
So, like you said, waking up with a headache is a really good sign. Waking up with a sore or a parched throat, with a bit of a croaky voice, fatigue during the day, and actually snoring is quite a sign of dehydration while you're sleeping, because water lubricates all the channels that keep you breathing when you're sleeping, and dehydration affects that and causes snoring.
Are you a snorer?
I'm not.
You're not?
No.
I think I might be, unfortunately. I think I might be a snorer. This is the messaging that I get. So there are a lot of misconceptions, and I think I fall victim to a lot of them about dehydration. What are some of those big kind of fallacies out there when it comes to dehydration that you've encountered?
For me, the biggest fallacy is that dehydration occurs as a sort of end stage, final symptom of not getting enough water. But dehydration happens really, really quickly, and it's estimated that most adults are walking around with a bit of chronic dehydration. It only requires 2% of dehydration in order for it to start affecting your brain. So that just shows you how quickly it happens. And in fact, a good rule of thumb is if you're thirsty, it's too late. You're dehydrated. So you need to drink in anticipation of thirst and not as a result of thirst.
Oh, see, I'm guilty of that. I drink because I'm thirsty. Amanda, any parting advice for, you know, people struggling to fall asleep, and especially people struggling to take in that, I mean, you're saying 9 to 13 glasses of water.
Do we need to be on a drip at night while we sleep? I'm getting a bit concerned. Yeah.
No, listen, your body actually has mechanisms to prevent dehydration when you're sleeping. It releases a molecule called vasopressin, which hangs on to water in your body. But if you're not drinking enough water throughout the day,
it's nothing to hang on to.
No, exactly. So you need to keep hydrated through the day. Tips about a glass every 1 to 2 hours should do the trick, and that's kind of manageable.
Yeah.
Carry a bottle of water around with you. If you struggle, research actually shows that flavored fluids are easier to drink. So make some homemade iced tea with like some nice berry teas or lemon teas. Get some sparkling water, get some fruit-infused water, but make it delicious, make it desirable for you to drink.
And make it mainly water.
Yes, make it water.
We're not talking about soft drinks here.
No, you're not talking about coffee. You know.
We really want the water. So rather than chugging down litres of water first thing in the morning or downing a bottle of water right before you go to bed, space it out consistently.
That's right. Amanda, thank you for joining us. And chances are that if you focus on hydrating properly over the course of a week, you'll find that your sleeping troubles will fall by the wayside. Now, who knew that water could be a solution for insomnia? I mean,
It's
learn
healthy.
something new.
It's effective and has 0 negative side effects. So drink up. I'm going to do that right now.
That's a big one.
Being well hydrated is vital for good health. Pure Life Mineral Water, made with love by Clover.